Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy I. When last we left off, we made it to the Flying Fortress. Now, the Flying Fortress is an interesting location, as it's essentially the penultimate shrine. Penultimate shrine. It is the final shrine in the penultimate dungeon, or non-optional dungeon anyway. And I won't be doing the optional dungeons because they suck in this game, or at least I think they do. I hate them. I don't think they're very good. Anyway, my plan here is to get most of the items. I know this isn't a super confusing area, but I'm going to get most of the items. I'm going to warp out. That's a pretty cool looking sprite. I'm going to warp out, and then I'm going to heal, and then I'm going to come back ignoring all the treasure and meet you guys back at the where we left off. Rose again to levels, 6 hit points, 8 MP, intelligence, not bad at all. 41 gil, a potion, sure. 9900 gil, not bad. But that is my plan. Reason for that is the Fiend of Wind can be pretty hard. And I don't want to lose as badly as I think I might, because, as I mentioned, the Fiend of Wind is pretty hard. Could be worse, though I do think, outside of maybe, well, again, I don't know the optional bosses and the optional dungeons, outside of maybe the final boss, I think Tiamat's probably the second hardest boss. You begin to level, 4 hit points, 23 MP, intelligence, which I know is kind of a weird thing, but honestly, Final Fantasy games have a habit of having super easy final bosses, and the actual final boss being like, 2 or 3 bosses beforehand, at least in terms of difficulty. Or, in the case of Final Fantasy VII, the hardest non-optional boss was early in Disc 2, I think? No, that's not true. I tell a lie. The penultimate boss is, I guess that depends on what you consider a boss. I'm going to say the final boss in Final Fantasy VII, in my opinion, is the one that uses Supernova. Just to make things clear, because I don't think the very final thing counts as a boss. But the penultimate boss, the one before that, is actually pretty difficult, unless you're like me. 30 hit points, strength increase, intelligence, luck. I didn't even pay attention to see who that was. 180 gil, another healing helm. I don't remember what healing helms do. A protector ring. That's not bad. Let's see. Helix rings. You want to get married? I should actually probably give it to you. Or maybe I shouldn't. 26, 36, 26, 26. You have a higher evasion, so I'm going to give it to you. Yep, that's how that's going to work. That's how that's going to work. Yeah, I've actually... I probably shouldn't admit to this too much. I've never properly defeated, or I guess not properly, the way I do it is so proper. I've never normally fought the penultimate boss in Final Fantasy VII. I choose it with Knights of the Round because I hate the thought of fighting the penultimate boss. Fuck it, I'll say names because it's not like it's a surprise. Bizarro Sephiroth is the boss that I'm talking about. I've never beaten it correctly. I always use Knights of the Round, because I don't want to fight Bizarro Sephiroth, because I don't know how, and I don't care enough to find out. So just fucking check out a summon and be done with it. And that's actually the only time I ever use Knights of the Round on non-optional bosses, because I don't use it on the boss before, or on the final boss. No reason to. They're not, hard enough. Final Fantasy VII is not a very hard game. Do I want to heal with you again? No, we're fine. This is weird. Wind is blowing. Hold on. Just a moment, please. And I'm back, and it was not wind like I thought it was. I thought it was wind blowing trees bumping up against the house. No, it was what is one like? I'm mildly inebriated. It was a cat scratching their leg up against the wall in another room. It just sounded like wind to me, because I guess it just sounded like wind. I don't really have an excuse for that one. It did, however, remind me to turn the water to have the taps running, because it's supposed to be well below freezing tonight and tomorrow night, and fucking manticores are cool. No, yeah, that's good. You're good doing that. Those are cool looking. Poison darts, that sounds cool. That was cool looking. I wish I could do cool things like that instead of just zapping everything to death with lightning. Yeah, it's going to be very cold for the next week or so. Which is fine. It's just I need to remember to turn taps on at night. Oh, right. Poison status. Poison is here. Yes, I can read. Yeah, the Final Fantasy VII doesn't really have any hard bosses that are required. I'm trying to think of some. Give me a moment. Yeah, I'm generally drawing the blank. Demon Wall. Demon Wall at the end of Disc 1, or almost at the end of Disc 1. When you're leaving the final dungeon of Disc 1. That is the hardest boss in Final Fantasy VII that is non-optional. And I really can't think of another one that I've ever dreaded. I genuinely can't. I mean, optional bosses are another thing. Ooh, a razor. Is that anything interesting? Can that do anything interesting? I cast Scourge when used. I don't remember what Scourge does, though. Do you have that? No. I don't remember. Yeah, Final Fantasy has a history of weak final bosses. I'm trying to think which ones do and which ones don't. This one is not the hardest, but it's not the easiest. I think the first time I played through this, I got really unlucky with RNG the first time I fought him, and then I came back without grinding, without doing anything different. I got really lucky with RNG and wiped the fucking floor with him without doing anything different. Like, I reloaded a save, played a little bit more cautiously, and fucking destroyed him. Four's final boss is pretty hard. Five's final boss is really hard, depending on how you have your... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and say that 4 and 5 probably have the hardest final bosses in the Final Fantasy series. That I've played, anyway. They're really fucking hard. And I would say that... I'm going to say 4 is easier. I think the challenge is a bit more... the challenge of the boss itself, just the way that the boss acts, is a little bit harder. But the boss in 5 is harder because of gimmicks that it has. Without giving too much away. The final boss of 6 is a piece of piss that I have to artificially make longer on my own. Oh, I'm getting a level. 9 hit points, a 15 MP, hell yeah. Strength, stamina, luck. And you're at level 41 now? Yeah, nice. Still no level 4 spells. I don't actually know if he gets level 4 spells, to be fair. I have to make the final boss in Final Fantasy VI last longer to listen to the rocking theme, because Dancing Mad is one of the best boss themes in video games. 7's easy. 8's... 8's... That's an interesting question. I think I would classify Final Fantasy VIII as having the hardest, or one of the hardest non-optional bosses in that game being the final boss. But the game, it's still not that hard, it just takes forever. And that was my only takeaway with it, was that, you know, I kind of wish that it was like 5 or 10 minutes shorter. But it wasn't bad. I didn't remember hating it, and I actually thought the theme was pretty fucking good. So it gets a pass for that. Same thing with the final dungeon. The final dungeon theme was awesome. Although I wish the dungeon was shorter, but the theme made me not care very much. Final boss in 9 is pretty hard, actually. I have not... No, that's not true. I have wiped at the final boss in 9 before, but it's not as hard as like 4 or 5. In 10, the final boss, the real final boss, is not very hard. Where's the gain to level? 6 hit points, 20 MP, agility. As a matter of fact, it's not too hard, it's impossible to lose. Mithril Helm, that's fucking worthless, isn't it? Absolutely fucking worthless? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's outright impossible to lose the final boss fight in Final Fantasy X. But the final boss fight where it is possible to lose is pretty hard. I actually was stuck on it for a very long time as a kid, like years, because I couldn't beat it, and then I would go and play other things. And then I would start the game over again because I loved it. And get to the final boss, and I couldn't beat it. Well, new beginning level, 28 hit points, 12 MP, nice, nice, nice. I can beat it now, and I have multiple times. But yeah, as a kid, I could not beat it because I did not build my party very well. I still have that problem nowadays when I play Final Fantasy X, but it's not as bad. Because when I first played it as a kid, I just used the characters that I liked. I didn't so much try to focus on, building a party or anything. I used Titus, I used Yuna, and I used Lulu as my main people. And I occasionally used Auron. I did not use Riku at all. I did not use... another ribbon. I already have a diamond shield. Maybe the shield's better. And you get a ribbon. You get a nice, pretty haircut. And that was it. I did not use Kamari. I did not use... Well, most people don't use Kamari, to be fair. I did not use Waka pretty much at all outside of the early portions of the game. But I've changed that now. I tend to vary it up quite a bit, and I try to get everybody levels except for Kamari because I still don't use him, because he still kind of sucks. But I'm biased. And 12... Was the final boss in 12 hard? I actually don't remember. He was either hard, and I'm forgetting, or I was over-leveled and couldn't tell. Either are very possible. Final Fantasy XII was one of those games that I played through. I know I played through it. I still have the save on a PS2 memory card, as a matter of fact. I could, if my PS2 controller worked, and my PS2 actually does consistently work, it was 7 gain to level, 9 hit points, intelligence, stamina, luck. I could pop it in and check, but I've like hours and stuff like that. But I've beaten the game before. I really don't remember a lot of it. It's one of those games that would work very, very well for me as a series on this channel. Reason being is because I would probably go through it and remember stuff. Ooh, black robe and a white robe. Hell yes. I would go through it and remember stuff. You cast Invisero when used. I don't remember what that does. And you cast Blizzara when used. Not bad either. So it would be blind enough story-wise, but I remember enough about how the game is played, so that, I don't remember what Invisera does. Do I have Invis anything? Not with you. Invis... When allies evasion. Okay. That's not horrible. That's not horrible. And I'm just gonna use your shirt, dude. Little dude. Or just kill it in one hit. Moron. That's fine too. I'm fine with that. I don't remember the game. I mean, I would have to get stuff to be able to record it. If I was going to play Final Fantasy XII, and yes, we got Adamantite, by the way. That's very good. Hopefully I will remember to use that this playthrough, because I did not my last one. The problem is I would want to play it on controller, like on my TV. I would basically have to buy a capture card. And to record it, I would actually have to buy it on the PS4 version, the Zodiac whatever. I know that's available on Steam, but I would want to play it again on my TV, on console, because it's a JRPG. I don't like playing JRPGs not with a controller at all. And, you know, it's classic to me. I gotta play it on my TV, and I don't want to have to move stuff around to be able to then plug my computer into my television to then play it. It's a whole lot of stuff I don't want to do. So I'd have to buy a capture card to do it easily, and preferably anyway. And I would have to buy the game. I haven't played the Zodiac version. I have just played the original PS2 version. And I've considered buying the, God, was it remake, remaster, Golden Eagle? But I haven't felt like it. I don't have a very good reason other than that. Sasuke's blade. Isn't his blade like thunder and lightning or something? Or it can pass through other swords or something? Yeah, you can actually equip it. It's a very good weapon for your ninja pals. But I don't have any ninjas. And I remember him using that to the end of the game. And yes, I do apologize. No, I don't. Oh, you're the Dark Elf King. You're ass toast, basically. But you have a different palette. Oh well. This isn't like it's Final Fantasy X, where it's, you know, every area has the same, 12, I think, enemy sprites, or varieties. And, you know, in every area you're fighting one of those 12, or a grouping of those 12 that are appropriate for that area according to the developers. Yeah, well, that can be a problem. It could not. Could be fine. But I don't think so. But I don't have a problem with it, but I think a lot of people do. And it is one of the common complaints It is one of the common complaints I've actually seen with the game, is that was a weird stutter there. One of the common complaints I've seen with the game is the repeating enemy varieties. Can't blame them. Cannot blame anybody for that. I don't care about enemy variety that much. If I have enemy variety, cool. If I don't, then, well, that's fine too. There are other things in 10 that make up for the lack of enemy variety. Like, the battle system, I think, is very good in Final Fantasy X. 10-2 has the same issue of enemy variety, although I think it does have more variety than 10, but not by a ton. But 10-2 makes up for it by having a fantastic battle system, and one of my least favorite stories that I've ever played in a video game because of how disappointing it was. And that's not to say that it was bad, per se. I don't think it was very good, but I don't think it was bad either. It was basically Sunday morning anime. But my problem with it is the way that it treats some of the characters that I loved in Final Fantasy X and kind of bastardizes them a little bit, or flanderizes them, or... I have my complaints about 10-2, but a lot of them aren't genuine complaints that I can really say, well, it's bad because of this. It's more, I wish it did other things, and I wish I liked it more. I wish I could actually beat it instead of getting to a certain point and not being able to play anymore, because I just cannot stand the story. Maybe one day, because the battle system's really good, and I wish I could really get into it. I do. Maybe one day. Hell, that one day might be I play Final Fantasy X on this channel in the future, decide that I'm going to play 10-2, and make myself beat it for the channel. But that would be a very, very long time in the future, because there are, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... so 6 games in the way. Well, 7 if you count 10. God, I keep forgetting you can't move with the circle pad. That's a funny looking thing there. Fire hydras. These are pretty cool looking, actually. Well, but then again, hydras are pretty cool looking. To be fair, I forgot to heal Rosa. Oh, they don't have that much hit points. I forgot to heal Rosa. Hopefully that won't come to bite me in the ass. Come on, please don't kill my white mage. You're not doing very much damage, so I'm not very worried anymore, and I just got another one. That's good. That's good. I'm not worried anymore. I'm no longer worried. And I just killed both of them. Okay, they were easier than I thought they'd be. I saw Hydra and ooh, we're getting to level 31 hit points. Hell yeah. 4 MP, strength, intelligence, luck. I don't know why I'm complaining about MP total when, you know, it doesn't fucking matter. Because I don't ever have him cast spells outside of boss fights. And you still only have level 3 spells. It's fine. Hello. From this observation window, you can look out on the entire world. Thanks, dude. What do we see here? The observation window looks out upon the world. The four forces of fire, earth, wind, and water appear as a mist converging on a single point. A point at the center of the 4 altars. This must be the location of the Chaos Shrine. And don't worry, we will go there sometime in September. Alright, I've had that song stuck in my head since I started this playthrough, essentially. Well, that and Beautiful Strangers from the musical Devil's Carnival. And I keep wanting to introduce, and I still might end up doing it, introducing videos as Hello, 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 Beautiful Strangers. Because let's see, can you equip the protection cloak? Can nobody equip the protection cloak? What is the protection cloak? Oh, it's a shield. Okay. Hello, 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 beautiful strangers. Protect cloak. It's worse than what you have. But it's not horrible either. I'm not sure if it has any major benefits. Anybody else equip it? Can you? You can. Do I want to give it to you, or you have a better evade? Yeah, you get it. You can have it. There you go. Enjoy. Stop mashing buttons, me. Close. Okay. Somebody stop mashing buttons, me. Ooh, gold needle. You know, I've never had a gold needle before, but I do know somebody that sells them, I think. Where they said gold-plated needles. Interestingly enough. Yeah, I don't like musicals very much. Hello, 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 what is it, the name of the song? Beautiful Strangers, or The Twins. It's one of the two. The Devil's Carnival is one of the few musicals I enjoy. I genuinely enjoy. It's like that, Little Shop of Horrors. That's the only other one I can at least name by name. Maybe there's another? Maybe? But I'm not actually gonna guarantee that. I really don't like musicals very much. And that annoys a lot of people that I know, because a lot of people that I know are theater nerds and love musicals and plays. And plays are fine. I don't like musicals very much. I hate reading plays. I hate reading plays. I don't like the way that they're formatted. If you got rid of the formatting and put in a little bit of prose for the, like, exit, stage left, or so-and-so enters from the side of the stage and stuff like that, I'd read it happily. Like, just a proper novelization. Because I just don't like reading the so-and-so's name and then, you know, like how plays are written. And I hate Shakespeare. But that actually seemed to be not on... Ooh, what is it again? 27 hit points, 8 MP, intelligence, stamina. Analyzing. Tiamat, no known weaknesses. That's disappointing. I thought there would be something here. Oh, well, I guess let's go back up, and, well, we've got one more floor. Or we've already found the entrance to the next floor. Rather, we don't have one more floor. That is a lie. Yeah, actually, a lot of the theater nerds that I knew that really studied theater, especially the people that I knew that went to, that went to college for a theater degree of some kind, fucking hated Shakespeare. And I think that might partly be because of how much they had to deal with Shakespeare, but most of them hated Shakespeare and preferred, I couldn't give you any names, but other people, other plays, other playwrights. VD, HP 4, 24 MP, hell yeah. Intelligence, luck. And I've read other plays I don't mind, but I don't like, oh god, this one. So, yes, with that, oh god, this one, I'm going to end this episode. Next time, I'm probably going to go down, I'm going to warp out and heal, and I will be back here, but I might not. I might just use items because I have a decent amount of ethers that I don't use, so I can just heal up with MP and then use ethers. I'm not sure. I will think about it. But anyway, I hope to see you all next time.